Right quick, before we get into the builds, I would like to thank my patrons for supporting this channel and the content that I create both on Instagram and on TikTok. Thank you guys for helping me keep the lights on. If you would like to help support the channel by joining the crew on my Patreon, there's a link in the description below. I tell short stories complete with audio special effects. My Instagram is also linked down there as well. Now, let's get right to the builds. This right here is just the basic starting build, right? This is what I used to do all that room clearing without any outside buffs, without anything else. This is just a basic influence setup. That's why we got Shocking Touch right there. Now, if you're new to melee influence, you don't know what it is, you don't have it yet, it basically was the whole reason why I was clearing rooms with a melee weapon and taking people down without even being near them. That's also why we have Shocking Touch, because it works off of electricity procs, but it takes along any other elements with it. Now, for those of you who have all the mods, I would suggest getting rid of Organ Shatter for Galvanized Steel, replacing Melee Elementalist with Galvanized Elementalist, because we desperately need as much crit chance as we can get here, because the stats are just mediocre at best. You could also, if you wanted to, if you had some other source of attack speed, you could get rid of Primed Fury, still keep the Galvanized mods, but you could put the Galvanized Steel where Primed Fury is, so you have even more crit damage. You at least have some at base, without getting any kills, so the ramp up's a little easier. Or you could change the 90 elemental mods to 60 elemental mods for either gas or blast, whichever one you're going to run, and then get your base damage from prime pressure point instead. Like I said, this is the basic setup, so, this is what I was using. This also, with exception to Prime Fury, was the exact build I was using for the Wrathful Advance and the Roar builds, the one that were just slapping people around disrespectfully. Okay. So, you can imagine how much more damage it can do if you have attack speed to take out that Prime Fury, if you have the Galvanized mods. It's already doing this, it's insane. But I personally don't have the Galvanized mods either, because I haven't been able to get the time to actually sit down and farm and grind arbitrations. Dreamer's Wrath, by the way, is an integral part of this, because you'll be getting Tenokai quite often. There'll be little windows where you get like 5 or 10 whole kills and it won't proc, and then you're just getting it constantly, right? And when it does hit, since the damage over time of any, actually damaging elemental proc is based off of the damage that you do, you're doing a lot of damage in that heavy attack. So if melee influence procs on a Tenokai, you're going to do a lot of damage. But there really, truly, and honestly isn't a lot to explain here. I thought it was honestly going to be harder than it was to make this thing go into Steel Path. I really did. I really, really did. Now, I would not take this regular build into, very far into Steel Path without Wrathful Advance, Haro, Grendel, Rhino, or just subsuming Roar. I really wouldn't. Because just the generic regular build for everybody to use without a weapons platform frame is not going to go anywhere. By the way, I'm just switching these out to show that if you have melee attack speed, you can put whatever. Gladiator Might for more. Crit chance per combo. Don't use that because it will combine with your electricity and you're not going to get melee influence to proc. You can use prime pressure point, whatever you want. If you have melee attack speed. It's just there, like I said, for the generic if you just want to use it to do some work. Like I was saying, you're not going to be able to take it very far without some kind of outside help. Nourish will only take you so far, but Haro just has the frame himself. Wisp, with all of her help, Wrathful Advance, you just get, Gulevo if that's who you like to use. Or a Rhino, like I said, with his Roar. Mirage, if you actually want to use Mirage, because her damage from her subsume is, at least in my opinion, not as good as it once was. So I just use Roar. So, yeah. If you want to go farther in Steel Path, have a platform, but if you're just going to use it for fun, you can just use it as is. These shards, I'm just showing that they didn't really help at all. I really only have that Top Forge green to help with priming. And to further, strip armor. So it's really not necessary. Those didn't really help the build at all. Now this, if you wanted to copy and paste, this is my Wisp build. And I had Arcane Strike and Fury still on because the regular, generic build without, the weapons platforms, that's what I was using. Equilibrium is all you need for the energy sustain. So if you're running a different kind of Wisp, it can be all Tau Forge purples if you want for the melee crit damage. Or whatever you want. Like I said, the Archon Shards are not important. But Arcane Fury, as much damage as we can get to help out, and Strike for the generic build. Now, like I said, if you already have attack speed from something else, you can put whatever else you like. Whatever else you want. I personally like Arcane Avenger a lot, because it helps everything. Every single thing. You get a little bit more crit chance, you can dip into that damage multiplier that it has, even though it's low, for the Ether Reaper, and it helps out, so you're getting damage on damage. That's how I like to run it. And if you have any frame that benefits from having a lot of power strength, you can copy and paste a lot of this, truthfully. For Haro, you can actually take out Streamline, Equilibrium, and probably even Augur Secrets if you wanted to, because he's an infinite energy generator. So, use this as a template. But if you have the attack speed, you can take out Prime Fury, do whatever you want. If you want to copy and paste this Wisp build, it's totally fine too. Whoever you want, like I said. But you will need some kind of platform if you are going to take this farther. Because just at base, without any Warframe boosting, you're going to see it start to struggle. You will. You can do good work with it though. And that's it. There's really, honestly, not that much to it at all. And if you do want to copy-paste this for your Wisp, you don't need any survivability. You just need her too. If you double-tap her too, Will-O-Wisp, you get 3 seconds of invulnerability, which you can't change with mods, but then you get invisibility that you can increase with mods. That is all the survivability you need right there. In addition to that, if for whatever reason you don't have enough energy to use her too, her passive, there you go. Easy as. You're invisible as long as you're in midair. That's all the survivability you need from her. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day and a good night. And may RNG be in your favor.